I'm Joe.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Dustin the Diamond Poirier knocks out Benoit Saint Denis in round number two, 2:32 of round two, with a right hook, and then one of the most accurate ground and pound shots I've ever seen. Like the follow up to the floor. I mean, that was savage from Poirier. And let me tell you, Tom, I was watching this fight. And I was watching Saint Denis do this in the first round. And I'm like, God, this guy's an animal. God, he's chasing after him. And then he's like striking with Poirier, and I'm like, oh no, Saint Denis in trouble. Like he's not landing anything on Poirier here. Like Poirier's like rolling with every shot. And I'm like, Poirier's gonna finish this dude if he keeps fighting like this. And then he kept fighting like this. I'm like, he's gonna get finished. Like he can't fight like this because Poirier started finding range. You can see Saint Denis was just like, oh, he caught me a bit. And then, yeah, the right hook where, by the way, have you seen the video of the right hook where he lands it and then the blood snot just hangs in the air from where he was? Like, it kind of like the body moves, but the snot stays still. Wow. Savage from Poirier. It was absolutely superb. Oh, you just sent it to me. Brilliant.
I mean, my thoughts are much the same, Joe. I got to say, first round, obviously, Saint Denis goes after him, and he's waded forwards. And on those shots that he keeps making, anytime that there's a break between them, anytime he's coming in, Poirier looks so much more comfortable there. And and he was getting clipped. He was getting clipped as he ducked in, and then obviously Poirier relentlessly going to these guillotines and ending up on the mat. Which
I'll never stop doing it.
I
love it.
Is, hilarious. I've got to. Yeah, I love it. It would have been desperately frustrating if he emerged on the losing side. Of course, he should stop doing that. But man.
Did you see Poirier say that Gamrot came back after his fight with RDA and he said, like, circle the fence, do not jump guillotine? Okay. And it was hilarious
you got it, Gabriel.
when they said Poirier's had 5 submission attempts. I'm like, 5 gilly jumps. I was just like, God Almighty! It was the most Dustin Poirier performance I've seen in quite a long time.
I mean, I also want to highlight the commentary there as well when I think it's DC going about like, oh, he's so good with that guillotine. It's his most dangerous, sub weapon. And then I think Anik comes in and says, well, currently no wins in the UFC by guillotine. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, wow, it's amazing this performance show. Everyone's behind it. I gotta say, like before the fight, as I'm watching Poirier come out, I'm thinking, I'm feeling so guilty. Like, I've done something so bad. I've been a bad boy.
I knew I made the wrong pick.
It's not just that. It's like it's about like, who are you as a man? Who do you want to be?
Yeah.
Like, and I want to back Dustin Poirier, and I'm very sorry that I didn't. Not because I got it wrong, although that is one aspect to it, of course. But mainly because like the disrespect, and the man's earned that respect. I want Poirier to win that fight. What am I doing picking Benoit Saint Denis? I don't want him to win that fight. I want Dustin Poirier to win it, and I want him to win it just like that. Yeah. So that was a great moment on this card, and Poirier showed us once again why he is, one of the fan favorites and one of the big names at lightweight. I mean, this is such a big win for me. Yeah. It really is. You've got to look at the narrative coming into this, rather than the kind of Benoit Saint Denis brand, which is, barely acknowledged outside of the the fans of the sport.
Yeah.
You've got to give credit all the way to Dustin. I don't know though, Joe, if a title fight is the next step.
That is what's going to happen. That is happening. You did us a favor, Dustin. We love you. You're a brand. You're action. You're an action fighter. Yeah, like that'll be Makhachev's next fight, I think.
He's
come through unscathed.
Abdelaziz, he's already come out and said, in June, Makhachev would be open to fighting Poirier, considering there's nobody else available, completely ignoring UFC 300, which is just around the corner.
Yeah.
So it seems like the wheels are in motion for a Poirier title shot. I don't think he's earned it off of that. I want one more. You don't get kicked in the head by Justin Gaethje, beat rank 12, and then overtake Justin Gaethje again. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, particularly also if Gaethje beats Holloway.
Yeah,
where it's just like...
Then Gaethje's he's got to be next. But then, of course, we got another big matchup at UFC 300.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a weird bottleneck, isn't it, that's happening. It's weird as also, like, these older guys, or this name of a certain generation, I'm talking, Poirier, Gaethje, Eddie Alvarez, Michael Chandler, even Charles Oliveira, like, these guys haven't been taken out. Like, the only people who have taken them out are each other. Like, they don't get taken out by other guys. Like, when Gaethje fought Fiziev or Poirier fought Saint Denis, like, it was like, okay, we're going to get some fresh blood up there. And it's just like, they just couldn't
get past their test.
Couldn't pass the test. And it's like, but it felt like they were tailor-made for it, like, in a way. I mean, I know that Saint Denis, he had staph infection. That was clear as day. He had been on the antibiotics. He's now saying, I've had antibiotics all week, blah, blah, blah. Don't take the fight then.
Well, sorry, Joe. Let me interject. Yeah. Was that clear from the first round to you that he had a staph infection?
It was clear from the picture.
No doubt. But I'm saying, like, did that really impinge upon his ability to implement his game?
He said he had one round, that he was just going to go at it for one round. And it's like, okay, fair enough.
So you're saying that he was so fatigued that he ended up getting caught coming in?
No, like, the technique didn't help. like at no point have I thought, like, I thought that Saint Denis was going to have to go through the ringer to beat Poirier anyway. Like, I didn't think it was going to be like some masterclass, whatever. I mean, I know you picked Saint Denis by knockout, but I'm assuming you thought it'd be like round 3 or something. Where, where like, because you're not getting Poirier out of there in one round unless you're Gaethje.
Well,
he did it
there's the question of that fragility. Like, this is the other thing we got to highlight about the chivalry that Poirier showed in taking this fight.
Yeah.
He's coming off getting kicked in the head in front of his family and getting knocked out, which is not something that happens to Dustin Poirier. No. Like, his there's a question mark there. Then he's going to go and fight a guy that's put such violence on people in his recent outings. So that there was that element to me. Of course, I expected a war. That's what you get when you watch Dustin Poirier. You're guaranteed it. I mean, you guaranteed it. I mean, let me just run through some of his recent displays. Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, the 2 Conor fights, Dan Hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's blood and guts and violence. Then Habib, Max Holloway, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Anthony Pettis. I mean, oh my God, what a resume.
There was no easy fights in there, was there?
No.
Like, there was no easy ones. I mean, the Pettis one was like, that was his declaration of like, I'm a top guy, which he took with both hands. But can we go to the rankings? Because it's like, I feel like even within the 6 to 10 rankings, like, there's no one there that I'm thinking
needs elevated.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe, you've done it again.
What?
You've done it again. Mateusz Gamrot. He's right there, baby.
Bro.
Rank 6, coming off a big win against a legend.
Do you want to talk about that fight now, or should we save it? No, okay, or ever.
I think we'll spare the listeners.
God almighty, he stinks. I hate him. Gets dropped by RDA and then like just like humps his leg for 13 minutes. I'm like, Gordon Bennett. Yeah. I don't hate him. I thought
for a moment I thought RDA might snuff his flame out for good and do you the favour. Yeah.
Oh please. No, yeah, that was poor. But yeah, what are we going to do with Poirier other than like? Because actually, now that I think about it, what else could he do this year other than a title shot? Like Beneil, but then Beneil's coming off a loss.
Yeah, Beneil's not there, is he?
No.
Beneil's not there. Gaethje, we're looking at the winners here. If Gaethje wins, is he next? I mean, should he be in a just world? Should he? For Makhachev, yeah. Or should it be Sarukian or Oliveira? It should be Sarukian or Oliveira, shouldn't it? And then Gaethje has to wait.
Yeah, I would say in a fair, just world, the winner of Sarukian Oliveira. But if that's a weird fight, then I would say Gaethje, and then I would say Poirier. So to me, Poirier is 4th in this. Where's Fiziev? Where's Fiziev, by the way? Has he got a fight booked or anything?
I'm not having Fiziev fighting Poirier for this.
No. No, what I'm saying is like guys that they could try and like get a couple wins to build up some momentum, because like I feel like lightweight it's kind of got a similar issue to featherweight in that there's a real like kind of blockage at the top, and then a bunch of guys who don't feel like they're on the level. Like, you know, Jalen Turner, I don't think he's of the level, really, is he?
No, I'm not having him. No.
Who's that guy who? I was about to say, who was the guy who clapped Grant Dawson? It was Bobby Green. Like, no, he ain't gonna get anywhere.
Who's this young up and comer?
I was sort of like,
who's
did
this
he get
new
clapped
name
by someone good? And I'm like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't at all.